Okay, so here's what I did to modify the steering levers. So there's the two steering levers, and I cut, can't see it as well on that one. I had to cut a slotted hole on the side, and I knew that was going to weaken this tube, so I first welded on an 1/8 inch plate and then cut and slotted hole there. And then I haven't assembled this one yet, but you can see here's what goes inside the lever. A spring at the bottom, a piece of wood dowel, a steel bar with a drilled and tapped hole in the side, and then another wooden dowel. And then I put that all inside the tube, and then you end up with this. This is the same thing, so when I push on the end of this wood dowel, it moves that bolt up and down in the slot. So that is gonna actuate my parking brake. So I'll show you how that goes in the tank next. So when the stick is, you're not putting any pressure on it, the clutch is engaged. So if it's in gear and the engine's running, the sprocket is going to be moving. And this knob down here is my selector to change the gear from forward, neutral, or reverse in the transaxle up here. So you've got you want to release the clutch before you switch gears, obviously. So I need to hold that stick back with a clutch disengaged so I can change gears. So down here you see the little bolt that slides up and down when I push the button. So I just pull back and then push the button and it locks into place. And now I can reach forward and shift gears into forward, neutral, or reverse as needed. And you can see there's slack in the belt right here, so it's not going to spin these other pulleys. This one's always going to spin, but these ones won't spin now because they're slack, and there's a little disc brake on the transaxle that's locked up. And to release the parking brake, I just pull back slightly and then let it go forward. And then now that's going to be moving at slow speed, and you just keep pushing the stick forward and it'll increase the speed the farther forward you push the stick. Okay, some other things I got done this weekend. You can see the drive sprockets are now painted and reassembled. They don't look as authentic being open in the center, so I could make a false cover on there, but we'll see what we got time for. They're functional, I think, at this point anyway. Looking inside, firewall's in. Obviously I got to seal it and paint it still. Over there is a little battery operated carbon monoxide sensor, so I'm going to mount that somewhere in here to make sure no carbon monoxide is getting inside the crew compartment. And you can see the floor is in, so the belt's covered up. Obviously that needs to be repainted as well. You can see I repurposed some pieces of plywood from last year. And now the two steering levers are installed, ready for the first test with the power drivetrain running the two transmissions. We'll see how it does. Okay, so I got both transmissions going forward. So we'll start out nice and slow and then go up to full speed. And then I was varying the speed of each track independently just to make sure that works right, and just getting a feel for how much pressure the sticks apply. It's really not much at all. It's real easy to move the sticks back and forth to change your speeds. So now I'll do a pivot turn where one track goes forward and the other one goes in reverse. There you go. So now the tracks are turning in opposite direction. Now we'll just pivot the other direction. So switching the other tracks, switching one backward and forward. There we go. Now we'll put both tracks in reverse. And then back to both forward. And just checking the brakes, make sure it stops the sprockets really quickly. Just getting a feel for how much pressure it takes to stop. It's not too bad, but it doesn't have to stop the weight of the tank yet. We'll see how it feels. I'm sure it's going to be different once it's in a moving tank. So that went pretty well. The brackets flex a bit more than I thought. So I might brace those. I don't know. We'll see what I got time for. But I'd say it's a successful test overall. Everything worked how I kind of hoped it would. So that's good. That means I'm on track. A lot of progress this weekend, and I think next weekend I will be putting the suspension on, and I'm going to add some reinforcement brackets to take the extra weight and speed, and then put the tracks on, and we'll take it for a test drive. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.